Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 1/10/2025. Man, I like the 2025 thing. I got a planner yesterday and it said on it 2025, like in bold print, and I was like, yeah, I like that. About halfway through the day yesterday, I found myself standing tall, shoulders back, breathing well, and I had this realization. There is definitely something different, and I think it really has to do with the car. Thought it was very strange. Something about having a car and the ability to do things that you were not able to do for a long time. It is just a different world. Like your whole life changes because you can now commute. I always talk about that. I'm going to go off script, and I have another 9 pages. So there's about 3 or 4 really loyal people into this new day to start thing that you'll get a kick out of this, but everybody else is already going to tune out because I've already announced that this is going to be a long video, and in this society, that's a little long for people. But I think that you have this core of perception, and I get into that in this. My shirt's a little dirty. We're going to go with it, though. I'm a mess, guys. Really, honestly. I'm nothing to follow, but I think that you have this little core that you become whenever you realize that I've talked about it. When you get centered and you kind of get full alignment, you find yourself to be, you find your point of reference is the best way I could say it. And in relativity and all of that, it's all about your reference point and where you're at. So do you remember who you were, and does that even matter? But sometimes you get to this sense where you've been before, and it's like you remember yourself. Do you remember? How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we ever met. It's almost like a welcome back to the one that they say you have to destroy your last life before you can have a new life. And so it's like you meet that person that you were, that you destroyed again. You're like, well, here we are. Now what? And that's kind of what it felt like yesterday. Now listen, you can't tell anybody that we're back, though. You don't want everybody else to know. And I actually already told the one person I probably shouldn't in the situation that I was in. That I'm definitely different here, dude. But I don't think they believe anything I say, honestly, so it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like Jimmy Chitwood in the movie Hoosiers, when I think he knew the whole time he was going to play basketball. If you've ever watched that movie, I'm from Indiana. That's another thing. I've went into this before, though, but if you live in Indiana, let's just talk for just a second. Indiana don't know the origin of the name. Hoosiers, they don't know where the origin of that comes from. Kokomo, they don't know where the origin of that name comes from. Like we don't have definitive answers for these names that we keep saying. Go Indiana. We don't even know what it means. All right. Just over here working on my jump shot, Jimmy Chitwood, shooting. Everybody knows. And then it's just time for him to come in, and the coach is trying to install a program that he can't get in. And you know what changes that? Is that one really, really good one. And then you got the dun 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 dun. Na, 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 na. That's how powerful a movie is. Like literally sometimes when I'm going along and I need a little pep, I'll do that song on my head from that movie because it's so powerful. Na, 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 da, na, 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 na. It's amazing that somebody contributed to that, and some stranger that I will never meet that has had such a big impact on my life with just a little na 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 na. I mean, I could do that all day, really. It's just a good song. And then you got the whole, we got spirit, yes we do, we got spirit, how about you? I mean, I love me some basketball. Best closing scene for a basketball movie ever was just the Jimmy Chitwood at the end going, I'll make it. Like, the coach is trying to draw up this play and use him as a decoy. And he's like, and everybody on the team's just like, what are you talking about? This isn't about you, dude. Give the ball to Jimmy and get out of the way. And that's what happened. And then it's because that's what he does. He closes and you give him the ball, he's going to go in there and shoot and make a shot. I don't care who you put on him. I love basketball about as much as I love golf. I really always loved the ball movement. I love playing the video games. I thought I was really good at the strategy of it. The right shot, the right play, being patient, and just watching it in motion. When you really watch good basketball, when the ball's moving around and you get a layup at the end because of just really good synchronicity, it's just fun to watch, in my opinion. And I also really enjoy the momentum of watching how that momentum, I love the mo. Maybe that's it. I just love the mo. I don't like being down by 30 points, you know, but I love the story, that one story of the one time we came back. What a great moment. Just the exhilaration of it. I loved the idea of hard workers. Like, I love the ideas of really disciplined practices, like where you work harder than everybody else, you get in better shape, you put in more work, and because you're doing that with your teammates, you guys are, I love that camaraderie. That's the good stuff. I just think it's been corrupted, but I don't want to get into my thoughts on it. But any game where you have the best athletes in the world and then you have a guy like Steve Kerr can come out there and basically become one of the greatest of all time, honestly. I don't know how you can say that he's not. He's got like 117 championships. Muggsy Bogue, like a guy like Muggsy Bogue, little short guy. It's funny. I did the racism thing. Basically, I started to pull in different ethnicities because, I mean, we have different colors and shapes and sizes, and I just don't think it's wrong to distinguish what they are. It's distinguished. Be distinguished. Jeremy Lin, like, he was this young Asian kid. I don't know if it's legal to say Asian, but he really shot crazy. It was cool. I love the whole Jeremy Lin. I really resonate with the whole, any Chinese, anything to do with Japanese and all that, I'm into it because it's so foreign from me. And for a long time, I just pushed away from it. And then when I realized what it was, when I found the Tao Te Ching and saw this different, completely different approach that was also the same as the one that they were trying to teach me when I was young, I just think it's funny. And then you got the Chinese people, 9 feet tall army of Chinese people that they were telling us was going to happen, the Yao Ming thing. Maybe that still exists, who knows? Then you got like Shaquille O'Neal. What is Shaq? He is something, man. Then you got Charles Barkley. And he literally did commercials that said he was not a role model. Neither of them, none of these people really should be held up. Honestly, if we really had a clean slate and everybody got to evaluate things, there's so many people. If you really, the more money you have can be a glaring look at things that, anything in excess. It's hard to even say that, anything in excess. But I'm not trying to like shame. It is what it is. But who am I to judge the world that I live in? Don't watch it. Turn it off. You don't have to watch any of that. That's the coolest thing about this existence that we have, is there's places to go usually. And if there's not, then you gotta fight. The Love Shack, that B-52 song, is a little old place where we can get together. Everybody's moving, everybody's grooving, baby. That's a fun song. I had a good moment with that song. I remember when I was in high school. and it involved me on top of a picnic table in the middle of like a courtyard with a bunch of girls running around, and then one of the most popular guys in our school standing next to me on top of this table dancing to that because we were stupid. If you can't appreciate the tin roof rusted, then I'm sorry. I don't like when people ask me, why am I sorry? Or coach me that I shouldn't say sorry so much. And to that, I say, sorry. Don't tell me what to do, bro. Or what do you say for girls? Chica? But sorry, I'm going to do me. And if I want to apologize, I will. And I don't even have to explain why I'm sorry. I can just say sorry because I think you're sorry, maybe. Is that why you're upset about it? You go your way, I'll go my way, and my sorry way this way. Since we are opposites, I think we should probably do that. I think that's funny too, is the, you want to see my coming of age? Like what identifies where I was starting to like change my life as a young kid and turn it into something that's more than just a child. Watch Paula Abdul Opposites Attract. That's such a strange like moment in our culture that it works somehow. I don't really know how, but as I watched it again, I'm like, it's so cheesy that it's like, all right, maybe that's kind of how I pull my stuff off. But Paula Abdul has had an interesting life in front of a lot of people. I'm not sure about her. She was also part of the, I think she was on the We've Got Talent or one of those stupid shows that I really got into. I actually believed that these were like organic things, but then you figure out that they're not. And then you have to have the suspension of disbelief with pretty much anything in our culture now. You have to literally suspend what your true beliefs are just to operate. Not sure about the whole opposites attract thing. Like, you see that and you hear that, and that's like a narrative, but I don't think it's true, honestly. Magnetism is very interesting. I don't think it's opposites, though. And there's something about, like, polarization. Polarization is not necessarily opposite. It's magnetism's undefinable. It's the in-between. It's this weird, it's the gray, the mild, the medium, the center. It does seem to like go out and then come back home. Everything comes back home to mother, to mom. See how I brought it back to mom and the center? So you get in center with mother and you get aligned with father. You are center. You are the core of your reality. I'm the center of mine. The Tao is between us and is always great. Always great. Do great. Be great. Have a great day.